This is Hutch bringing you a match of domination on Wasteland, but this is not my match. This is another person's match. Who do I got with me today?
Yo, 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 it's your boy, Wings of
Oh wow,
Redemption.
that's quite an intro,
Uh,
buddy. Why don't you take it down a notch? Just take it down maybe another 14 decibels.
the Ebonics thing is something that my channel came accustomed to. I stopped it at one point and people requested me to bring it back. It's not how I
Where are
actually
you
talk.
from? That you're speaking Ebonics?
Uh, I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I actually grew up in the Holt Garden
You ought to
Projects.
get slapped in the
And
nuts for speaking Ebonics if you're from North Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Oh, are you white?
Yeah, I'm white. I'm
Oh.
white as it comes. But I did grow up in a black predominant neighborhood. And when I grew up, the kids I hung out with spoke Ebonics.
Oh, I guess that
something I picked
qualifies
up.
you to speak Ebonics then, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up
Right
poor.
on. So you posted a little match about a week and a half ago, something like that, where you sort of called me out, called me an amateur, called me a noob for using stopping power. I might be not paraphrasing what you said correctly. Why don't you go ahead and clarify?
I called you an amateur sniper without actual sniper ideals or traits.
Ah. Now what do you think? Let me just ask you something. In terms of real life, I agree with you 100%. If I were to run around in Afghanistan with an intervention trying to quick scope Hajis, I don't think I would last very long. But in a video game like Call of Duty, I can actually pull it off. I mean, don't you think it's
Well,
important to make a distinction between a real life scenario and a video game?
Well, not really. But see, my videos aren't to entertain with the fantastic shots, but it's more to teach people how to use a kit to its fullest ability, and they can pick up easily. You pick up camping easier than you will quickscoping because it requires less reflex and more positioning and stealth.
Right.
And another thing is if you ran around with an intervention, you'd be a strong motherfucker. Because guess what? Intervention weighs like 20 pounds.
Well, once again, it is a video game. Once again. Okay, well, fair enough. But the thing is that anybody can learn how to quickscope, and I think actually it's a miscategorization to say that all I do is run around and quickscope. If you actually watch a full match of mine, I might quickscope 3 times, 4 times. And like if somebody watches a montage of mine and it's mostly quickscoping, then they might assume that that's all I do, but it's not. Never once did I say that running around kind of just blindly charging into alleyways and enemy spawns with a sniper rifle. I mean, I never once said that that's going to get you like bring you success in this game. You're going to get your ass stomped if you do that in every single match that you play.
And you'll develop an unhealthy hatred for the ACR if you play like that as well. Believe me, I've tried.
Right? No, I've tried too. I thought it was possible, and then I realized back when I was still playing COD 4 that the reason why I was trying to emulate these guys that were making montages is because it looked so cool, but those are highlights. I mean, you can't expect to do that in every single game. But I want to talk about your camping approach, and I want to make one observation that comes to mind when I think about camping. If everybody camped, nobody would get kills and nobody would get flags. Which is why I think that camping is frowned upon by most sound-minded FPS players.
Well, I'm going to counter that with this. If nobody camped, the game would be boring.
I completely disagree.
Why do you disagree?
I don't even think I have to explain my reason. If nobody camped, then there would always be action going on. I mean, like if you're getting rushed, then okay, I think the video is gonna cut off here, so we're gonna take like a little quick break in real time and then jump back into it in just a minute after this host migration is done. After the host migration, what I was gonna say is that if you rush with a sniper, and even if you pull out your secondary weapon like a shotty or something like that, if you find yourself in a position where you're in the enemy spawn and they're pretty much all around you, then camping is not a bad idea to do in that situation. Just kind of lay low and let them run by you. But I don't even consider that camping. If you're playing an objective or if you're in the middle of their spawn, then there's really nothing you can do but camp. But if your entire play style was just centered around camping and waiting for people to run by you, then I mean, for all the Counter-Strike players that are out there, camping was extremely frowned upon in Counter-Strike. I mean, you would get booted from a server if you were doing it too much. And yet, here you are presenting the case that it's like the only logical thing to do in the game. Well, maybe that's unfair. I don't know. Why don't you respond?
Well, I'm gonna respond with the message I was really trying to make. All right, picture this. Picture the game is a flat field, no hills. There's maybe a couple walls that are glass, so you can see right through to see the campers. All right. Everybody would run, either the 1887s or the UMP, and they would just run and fire from the hip. It'd be cool for like a week, but after that, you lose the surprise element of the game. You lose the tactical element of the game, and after a while, the game would burn out at a much quicker pace. This is why people haven't designed first-person shooters with, lackluster environments, and they kind of promote camping, like these cars. Everything is designed so you have a point to help protect yourself against other flanks. Like the map on Wasteland right here, I call this the corner map because there's A and C are on the same side, and you got to turn the corner for B. And generally the game comes down to who's going to turn that corner first. And that's like a little cat and mouse game I call edging. Generally I wait on my team to go around when I'm using the recon kit. I don't camp every game. The reason I post mainly camping videos is because I want people that go 9 and 30 to be able to go positive. Because if you're just going out there rushing, getting your team killed, you don't really need to use your sniper getting that mannerism. I understand positioning is more important than camping. I do agree with you on that. As you see, I don't really do that much camping on these videos. I'm about to camp right here because I'm defending A. That's what I try to do when I usually try to pick myself on a flag and defend it, other than trying to cap flags, and I'm using the recon kit itself. And the reason I use cold-blooded over stopping power generally is because when people have Harriers and Pablos, which they almost always get because my team sucks, I can stay in my spot not to worry about it because the enemy air ignores you 100%. And that person thinks, oh, I got air support, they're going to be hiding. They come around that corner, they still catch the 50 caliber
Yeah,
bullet.
but my solution to that is if I'm running around with an intervention with stopping power and I'm not camping, and all of a sudden there's a Harrier in the air or an AC-130 in the air, I will go to my choose class, pick my cold-blooded with a stinger, chuck a nade on the ground, kill myself, spawn in, take down the Harrier, switch classes again, kill myself, boom, you're good to go. Now, this is coming from the perspective of I don't think KD is really all that important in this game. And I think if people focus too much on their KD, then they lose sight of the objective that they're playing. Like here in a game of domination, how many flags did you capture this whole game?
I captured one at the beginning, but look here. How many flags have I defended?
This is true, but I watched this video. Well, I guess we'll get to it. We'll get to that point at the end, because let's not have spoilers here. But I think it is a mistake to focus too much on your kill death ratio, and I don't think that's a proper interpretation of how well you play the game. I've played plenty of clan matches, and like it's true, like technically I am an amateur quote unquote sniper, but in a sense of just strictly experience based, I'm absolutely not an amateur sniper, and I have sniped in competitive matches many times, and I've played against a lot of top teams where everybody on their team went negative, but they still ended up stomping us in domination. Like me and a few of my friends, we started a GB team, and it was mostly guys from YouTube and stuff like that. And we ended up not doing that well towards the end because I figured out late on in the game that a lot of us play this game to kind of like get good clips for montages or have fun and exciting games to post on YouTube. But that sort of mentality is not going to carry over to competitive play. It's really not going to win you any games. Like really, when it comes down to it, I think it has to be less of a focus on your own kill death ratio and more of a focus on playing the objective, which is I think you really failed to do in this game, to be honest with you. Like it's close and you guys end up winning the game. Like right here, you waited to the last second to capture B, and you get.
Yeah, but I did capture the flag that won the game because I knew I had to do it.
Well, you captured one flag or two flags the whole game, but I mean, like,
Two
you could have.
flags. And I kept A safe the entire game.
This is true.
They tried for A the whole game, and I kept them off of it. I stopped them 4 times on A. This is a perfect position for the sniper. This is how it should be played. It got the win. And what you're saying about competitive matches such as game battle, I'm not a game battle amateur. I've played professionally, and generally in a professional environment, you don't care about your KD. Reason why? It's a private match. It doesn't go towards your stats. And like a game battle match, I will be all over a flag because I'm all about winning. I don't really care about winning in a public match. Reason being is I will rage. I'll win that one match and try hard for it, and I'll rage
All right.
9 times.
Okay, well, the match is wrapping up here. So this is how adults settle disputes. Like adults, they talk, and they have friendly conversations. So things got a little out of control in the comments and videos and things like that. But thanks for coming on the channel and sharing your video. I'll link your channel in the description if you guys want to check it out.